Hello and welcome to our English news edition coming to you from Canal, Algérie. First, to the headlines. A pipeline monitoring center is operational as from Sunday, a mega project providing instant information on oil and gas pipe transportation network in Algeria. The African Digital Summit is held here in Algiers with the participation of major enterprises and a host of decision makers in the continent. Several Moroccan cities jolted by massive demonstrations to denounce the harsh living conditions and social injustice in the kingdom. Good evening, those were the headlines. First, in today's news, a pipeline monitoring center is finally indicated that Algeria is the most reliable country in terms of supplying gas to its clients. The same document added that Algeria sticks to its output quota ranging between 2.5 million to 3 million tons per year. Algeria kept providing Europe with energy via the Medgaz pipeline linking Algeria to Spain, the capacity of which witnessed recently a considerable increase. It is worth noting that the new agreement concluded by Sonatrach and Eni of Italy via Enrico Mattei pipeline is now shipping around 33 billion cubic meters per year. In another context, the Housing Minister Mohamed Tariq Belaribi carried out a working visit to the new Douira Stadium. At the beginning, the Housing Minister inspected the achievement process of 3 tunnels, a project that started after the Minister's last visit, following a nearly 3-year suspension. The digging of the west and south tunnels have been completed and the third one will be over in the coming days. Later on, the Minister Belaribi inspected the lower levels of the stadium. The ground floor 1 and 2 will be closely monitored by the construction company, which will hire more workers in order to accelerate the work pace. Concerning the external roofing, the Housing Minister demanded a schedule dedicated to the covering of the external metal infrastructure and accelerating the pace of completion. In the same context, the import of locally manufactured products have been prohibited, and a list of the products needed for the completion of the stadium has been made. Regarding the seats and elevators, the minister ordered the signing of their acquisition contract. He also ordered the start of painting works. Under the motto Complex Economic and Financial Investigations, Identification, Seizure and Confiscation of Criminal Assets, a seminar A seminar bringing magistrates was held in the capital Algiers. This meeting, which witnessed the participation of several Algerian and foreign experts specialized in financial and economic crimes, as well as the fight against corruption, comes in response to the needs expressed by the Algerian companies in the field, notably the investigation techniques on corruption, money laundering, income management, as well as seized and sequestered illicit assets. The Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Abdelbaki Ben Ziyan, received the Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation at the African Union, Professor Mohamed Belhussein, who is now on a working visit to Algeria as part of his missions. Ben Ziyan said that he reviewed with Mohamed Belhussein ways of cooperation between the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research and the African Union's Commission of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation. The meeting also focused on the Institute of Water Sciences, Energy and Climate Change of Tlemcen province, which is of a great importance to the higher education sector, according to the Algerian minister. Still with the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Abdelbaki Ben Ziyan, who received Pierre Audin, the son of Shahid or martyr Maurice Audin, a meeting which is part of the promotion of partnership between the higher education institutions and Maurice Audin Association for Mathematics in quest of new prospects of cooperation. The African Digital Summit is held this year at the International Conference Center in Algiers in a particular context marked by an unprecedented boom in digital innovation. In Africa, this three-day summit will gather decision makers and major companies from 20 African countries. Ines Killu has more.
In Algiers, the African capital of innovation and entrepreneurship, is the ambition of the African Digital Summit, scheduled from Tuesday at the International Conference Center. During 3 days, more than 1,200 decision makers and 100 of companies and CDE giants from 20 African countries will meet in Algiers.
This is the first time in Algeria that an African Digital Summit is being organized, an economic event that is part of this political orientation to give Algeria an important place in Africa. There will be an exhibition on an area of more than 1,000 square meters. There will be more than 60 conferences. There will also be a startup village where 20 startups will be able to display their products and services to visitors, with distinguished visitors such as the chairman of the board of directors of the Universal Postal Union of Côte d'Ivoire, the representative of the Association of Computer Companies of Mali. We also have the president of the Senegalese Optic Operators and the president of ARCEP of Burkina Faso. We have accompanied startups, and my friend is at their full disposal to help them present their platform.
This event of continental dimensions takes place in particular context, marked by an unprecedented boom in digital innovation in Africa.
The Moroccan people marched in 28 cities of the kingdom to denounce their harsh living conditions imposed by the Makhzen regime, which keeps repressing innocent civilians. Ines Killu once again.
Despite the threats of the Makhzen regime, the Moroccan people did not miss the call, and the street is again in turmoil, not only in Casablanca but also in several cities of the kingdom. The Moroccan protesters took to the street once again, and they were numerous to storm the streets of the country. Angry Moroccans, no longer knowing where to turn, are demanding an improvement in their living conditions, demanding a whole series of profound reforms on all fields.
ومحتاصني واخذونا وادفعونا واسلخونا ويجيبوا نصوص حقونا يجيبوا نصوص حقونا الاعتصام الاعتصام ما تنسبوا حقنا ما تنسبوا احنا راح مكرفسين وضعوا اولادنا وضعنا وضعوا اولادنا عباد الله والاعتصام وضعنا وضعوا اولادنا الاعتصام 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 الاعتصام.
In this country, marked by blatant justice at all levels, popular discontent continues unabated, a situation exacerbated by the measures taken by a government totally disconnected from reality, measures with disastrous social consequences. Moroccans denounce a miserable quality of life, increasingly undignified at a time when the Makhzen government keeps collecting fortunes through, among other things, the exploitation of the working class, the plundering of resources, particularly in the Western Saharan territories, leaving the Moroccan people at the mercy of an unprecedented social crisis. Morocco has been marked over the recent months by several protest movements, violently repressed by the Makhzen forces. Faced with repressive exactions that have become commonplace in the Makhzen, the Moroccan Social Front is still determined and committed to its fight for dignity, condemning what it determined as an act of contempt towards the legitimate grievances of a people whose most basic rights have been violated.
Moving on to Western Sahara, where the military operations continue along the Wall of Shame, units of the Sahrawi Liberation Army carried out new attacks against positions of the Moroccan occupation forces in several regions in the Hawza sector. And we wrap up our today's news edition with a trip to the beautiful historic province of Tlemcen to discover El Ourit waterfalls, another hidden beauty of this wonderful western city. Story by Sabrin Taferganit.
Stasia, a tourist among many others, who came to visit Tlemcen's magnificent landscapes, such as El Ourit waterfalls, enjoying this moment with her friends to visit some of Tlemcen's historical and cultural monuments.
I'm visiting Algeria, and it's very beautiful. You can see waterfall, beautiful nature, mountains, desert. You can find everything here, the sea. So it's a nice spot to visit.
El Ourit, the highest waterfall in Algeria, attracts tourists coming from all around the world, thanks to its beauty and the spectacular location.
I came all the way from Paris to visit my beloved country. I've seen Ourit waterfalls and Ain Fazaza's caves. I would like to visit other places like the south of the country.
With a height of 120 meters, this waterfall is near to the Eiffel Bridge, which is designed by Gustave Eiffel, the architect of the Eiffel Tower.
I came from Sikh with my two sisters-in-law to visit Tlemcen. It's actually a beautiful day. The kids came with us as well. We really enjoyed it.
An ultimate tourist site, a must-visit place, alone or with your loved ones. It's El Ourit waterfalls.
And with this, our today's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for joining us.